start.
And please don't, on this one, do not interrupt. That's why we're letting y'all take video. Do not interrupt you, please.
Now, it's not linear. Why? My tire and suspension is adequate. I don't see any leaks, no oil and water. My license plate is securely mounted to my bumper with nuts and bolts. It's not being broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. The cat front headlights, amber color, securely mounted with nuts and bolts, is not being broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. The headlight is low beam and high beam. The left fender side market light is not being broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. Is securely mounted with nuts and bolts, amber color, left turn signal, four-way flasher, and clear slide. Now, continue to the tire. The tire is no less than 432, no recap, and the sidewall and the tread is evenly worn. The sidewall is not cut, no damage, no bubbles. The valve and the stem, cut present, is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't hear any leaks. The rim, how you check to the air pressure? With my manufacturing gauge and 150 psi. Now the rim is not bent, broken, and no illegal welds. The lug nuts are present, side nose looseness or shiny thread. The ball holes is not cracked or distortion. The hub seal or axle seal, the hub seal is securely mounted with nuts and bolts. The cat present or side glass, you're looking for oil, proper oil level. In this case, it's oil. In this case, it's fully greased. It's same name, hub seal or axle seal. Now, you ask for permission to the officer. I'm start to the engine. Now, brake drum, brake lining. Brake drum, brake lining. It's securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and no holes. And no less than 1/4 of play. It's more than 1/4 play, it's dangerously dead. And check for contaminated, free, foreign, debris, oil, or grease. Now, continue to the brake chamber, push rod, and slack adjuster. Brake chamber, push rod, and slack adjuster. And securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't hear any leaks. The air hoses and couplings. The air hoses and couplings is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't hear any leaks. And the air hose is not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn, and I don't hear any leaks. Now, continue to the steering linkage. The steering linkage is 4 components: tie roll, steering arm, drag link, and pitman arm. The steering linkage is 4 components: tie roll, steering arm, drag link, and pitman arm. Continue to the shock absorber. The shock absorber is securely mounted at the top and the bottom to my frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. And I don't see any leaks. The U-bolt and leaf springs. The U-bolts and leaf springs is securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. And the steering and leaf spring is not shifty. The leaf spring mount and leaf spring hanger and securely mounted at the top, at the front and the back to my frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. Now the power steering gearbox. The power steering gearbox is securely mounted to my frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't see any leak. The steering shaft, U-joints, and couplings. The steering shaft, U-joints, and coupling is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, no more than 10 to degree and twister. And the U-joint is not grabbed and fully greased. The power steering air hoses and couplings. The coupling is not bent, broke, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't see any leaks. And the air hose and the power steering hoses is not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn. The power steering dipstick and power steering reservoir and securely mounted with nuts and bolts is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't see any leaks. The power steering pump and air compressor pump. Do you see the big line? When in the end is the power steering pump. The power steering pump and air compressor pump are securely mounted to my engine with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and both is gear driven. Both is gear driven. And the air compressor pump, I don't hear any leaks. And the power steering pump, I don't see any leaks. Now continue to the water engine hoses. The water engine hoses is securely mounted with the fittings to the radiator. My engine is rubber, it's not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn. It's metal, it's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't see any leaks. Now the air hoses are securely mounted to my fittings. It's not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn, and I don't hear any leaks. The electrical lines or wires, the electrical lines are securely mounted. It's not spliced, tangled, and not exposed to the breeze. Not exposed to the breeze. Now go to the passenger side. And the passenger side is 4 components. The coolant reservoir. The coolant reservoir. And securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. The cap present, do not, for whatever reason, do not open its cap. Remove to the cap. Check for the side glass. It's adequate coolant level. The alternator. The alternator is securely mounted with nuts and bolts to my engine. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. And the wires is not exposed to the breeze. The water pump. The water pump is securely mounted to my engine with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and both is belt driven. Now the belt is not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn, and no more the 3/4 plate. No more the 3/4 plate. For whatever reason, you forget one thing, don't stop, you continue. Example, now I forget to the oil engine dipstick. I continue Go to the back, to the driver's side. And mentioning engine oil dipstick. It's cut present. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. And check for adequate engine oil. Now, continue to the door latches, to the tractor tail lights. The door hinges and securely mounted to my cabin with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. Working properly. The mirror is securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. The window at this time you need and tell it it's clean, it's adjusted and working properly. The door hinges or door latches. The door latch is securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and working properly. The door, driver door, open it, close. Now, the door water seal. The door water seal is not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn. The grab handle is securely mounted with nuts and bolts to my cabin. The cab entry steps. The cab entry step is securely mounted with nuts and bolts to my fuel tank with the straps. Now, the fuel tank. The fuel tank is securely mounted to the straps, the nuts and bolts to my frame. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't see any leaks. The fuel cap present, and this time you need remove. And this time is not lacking T, but you need mention it. And securely mounted to the lacking T, and the rubber seal is not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn, and I don't see any leaks. The fuel line. The fuel line is securely mounted to the fitting. It's not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn, and I don't see any leaks. The frame, the longitudinal and cross members is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and no illegal weld. The exhaust system is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and securely mounted with nuts and bolts, and no holes and carbon suit. Now, the leaf spring mount and bushings. The leaf spring mount and bushing is securely mounted to my frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and the bushing is not grabbed and fully greased. Now, the dry chaff, U-joints and couplings. The dry chaff, U-joints and coupling is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and the coupling and U-joint is not grabbed and fully greased. Now, continue to the brake chamber. Brake chamber, push rod, and slack adjuster. Brake chamber, push rod, and slack adjuster is securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't hear any leaks. The brake air hoses and couplings. The brake air hoses and coupling is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't hear any leaks. And the brake air hoses is not cut, break, frayed, or torn, and I don't hear any leaks. Now, continue to the leaf springs and U-bolts. The leaf springs and U-bolt is securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. And the leaf spring no shifty. The shock absorber. The shock absorber is securely mounted with nuts and bolts at the top and the bottom to my frame. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't see any leaks. I don't see any leaks. The tires, no butt space, no debris. See inside. Recap, no less the 232 and the tray. The sidewall and the tray is evenly worn, and the sidewall is not cut, no bubbles, no damage. The rim is not bent, broken, or illegal welds. The ball and stem. The ball and stem cut present is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. I don't hear any leaks. How you check to the air pressure? I check with the manufacturing pressure gauge and 150 psi. The lug nuts are present. Is no shine, no looseness or shiny thread. The ball hole is no crack or distortion. The hub seal or abso seal. The hub seal or abso seal is securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. I don't see any leaks and fully greased. Now, the mud flap is securely mounted to my frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. And rubber is not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn. 1/8 inch of the tire of the ground. Now, DOT reflector tape. The DOT reflector tape is white and red, clean and functional. Now, you continue to the torque bar. The torque bar and bushing is securely mounted to my frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and the bushing is not grabbed and fully greased. Now you continue to the upper airbag mount, lower airbag mount. The upper airbag mount is securely mounted to my frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and the lower is securely mounted to my leaf springs with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and the airbag is not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn, and I don't hear any leaks. Now you continue to the brake drum, brake lining. Brake drum, brake lining is securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and no hose. It's no less the 1/4 plate is more. The 1/4 plate is dangerously thin, and check for contaminators, free, foreign debris, oil, or grease. Now you continue to the tractor tail light. Left turn signal, right turn signal, four-way flashing, clearance light, low bin, brake, and reverse back up. And this is your second steps. We gotta go to the trailer. In this case, the DOT reflector tape in white color, clean and functional. Now continue to the trailer. From area header board and securely mounted to the ribbons and weldings. Is no holes, no bulges, and uncontained cargo. The clear slide, amber color, clean and functional. Now, continue to the trailer, and securely mounted with ribbons and weldings. Is no holes, no bulges, and uncontained cargo. The left side marker light, amber color, clean and functional. The DOT reflector tape, white and red, clean and functional. Now continue to the landing gear and securely mounted to my trailer frame with nuts and bolts. Is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. The landing gear handle. The landing gear handle is securely mounted to my landing gear with nuts and bolts. The landing gear pad and securely mounted to my landing gear all the way up. The cross members. And securely mounted to the nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. No holes, no bulges, and uncontained cargo. Now, the leaf springs. In this case, is two different. In this case, is not securely mounted. It's securely welded. Securely welded. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. The cross members are securely welded. Now, the torn arm and torsion bar. The torn arm and torsion bar and bushing is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and the bushing is not cracked and fully greased. The brake chambers, push rod and slack adjuster. The brake chamber, push rod and slack adjuster is securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't hear any leaks. The brake air hoses and couplings. The couplings is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and I don't hear any leaks. And the brake air hoses is not cut, ripped, frayed, or torn, and I don't hear any leaks. The U-bolts and leaf springs. Is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and securely mounted with nuts and bolts. And the leaf spring, no missing, no shifty. Now, continue to the brake drum, brake lining. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged, and no loose or no play the 1/4. It's more than 1/4 play, it's dangerously then. And check for contaminated, free, foreign debris, oil, or grease. Now, you continue to the tires. It's not ball space, no debris. See inside in the tray. No less than 232. And the sidewall and the tray is evenly worn. And the sidewall and the tray is evenly worn. The sidewall is not cut, no damage, and no bubbles. The rim is not bent, broken, and no illegal welds. The ball and stem. The ball and stem is cut present. Is not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. I don't hear any leaks. How you check your pressure gauge? With my pressure, I check to the air pressure with my manufacturing gauge and 150 psi. The lug nuts are present. It's not Chinese tray. Those loose trailers don't have a shock absorber. This trailer don't have a tandem release and locking pin. You need mentioning. It don't have it, so you need mentioning. Now you continue to the mud flat. The mud flat and securely mounting to my trailer frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing and damaged. Rubber or plastic is not cut, break, frayed or torn. 8-inch of the tire on the ground. And this trailer too don't have a ABS light, but you need mentioning. Now the side marker light, red color, clean and functional. Continue to the door panel and securely mounting with nuts and bolts. The door tie and securely mounting with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing and damaged. It's not cut, break, frayed or torn. And the corners, DOT reflector tape, a white color, clean and functional. The clear slide, red color, clean and functional. DOT reflector tape, 100%. The door latches working properly. And securely mounted with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing and damaged, and working properly. The license plate and securely mounted with nuts and bolts to my trailer frame. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing and damaged. The light is white color. Now continue to the trailer tail lights. Left turn signal, right turn signal, four-way flasher, clear light, and brake. Now, and this trailer don't have a side door, but you need measurement. Whatever part don't have, you need mentioning. And this trailer don't have a side door, don't have a ABS light, don't have airbags, don't have a shock absorber, don't have a tandem release and locking pin, but you need mentioning. Continue to the coupling. These two air hoses and one electrical plug or electrical line. The air hoses, red is for the emergency hoses, blue is for service hoses, and my electrical connector. And securely mounted to my cabin, to my trailer. I don't hear any leaks. The grab handle is securely connected to my trailer, and I don't hear any leaks. And the electrical plug is securely mounted to my connector to the front area, to my trailer headerboard with nuts and bolts, not bent, broken, cracked, missing and damaged. With nice splash, no dragging. Now, in this case, don't have a kawak, but you need mentioning. Don't have a kawak, but I have kawak step. The kawak step is securely mounted to my frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing and damaged, and no debris, oil or grease. Now you continue to the apron and kingpin and securely mounted to my trailer. The apron and kingpin is securely mounted to my trailer with It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. The fifth wheel skid plate and platform. The fifth wheel skid plate and platform is securely mounted to my frame with nuts and bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, missing, and damaged. And the locking job and release arm. Go to the front and the back to the tractor, and you see the kimping. And you see too the locking job. The locking job is securely mounting around to the kimping, and the release arm is all the way in. Yes. The locking job is securely around to the kimping, and the release arm is all the way in. Now, and this tractor don't have a real system. Don't have, but you need mentioning. Don't have a real system, but you need mentioning. Now, continue to the cabin. Now, start to the engine. And starter, press to the clutch, push to the neutral, and you tell this is my safety start. Press to the engine and on position. The truck is on. In. Véngase para este lado. Now continue to the seat belt. The seat belt is securely mounting with nuts and bolts. Sure. The seat belt is securely mounted with nuts and bolts to my cabin. It's not cut, grid, frame, or torn, and adjusted to the latches. Continue to the safety equipment. It's in the middle. The safety equipment is the fire extinguisher, is secure and full. The 3 red triangle reflectors and the spare electrical fuses. Now continue to the mirrors on both sides. The mirrors is secure, is clean and adjusted to me. Now continue to the windshield. The windshield is not damaged, it's clean, it's no obstruction and no illegal stickers. Now continue to the windshield wipers. The windshield wipers, the arm and the blade are secure, no damage. And the washer fluid working properly. Check for the heater and defrost.